So a bit of flanneurial spiel for you boys back. I walked up here yesterday on my way to look for the hostelry. So what I tend to do, get off the train or the bus or whatever and just go immediately for the vibe. You know, if you haven't been in a place ever before or for such a long time, just get in there amongst it. Sunglasses on, of course, because avoidant personality disorder. Don't want the eyes in on you, don't want the thoughts in on you, you know. So sunglasses on and then just get the vibe. But then what I did realise at the time I finished my blurbing yesterday, I was absolutely knackered by the time I got to the hostelry. It was a 40-minute walk, 2.5 miles, so I've decided to get one of those day passes today on the bus. So I've used it twice, one of those QR code jobbers, and didn't work first time, but second time he said, oh, it doesn't work on these buses. Third time it went beep beep. So I've been and had a look at the Headington Shark as the shark fisherman of Wales. I'm now going to look at the Saxon School of Freakery. And one thing I did notice as I got off the train yesterday was how strange and all shapes and sizes people were in Oxford. There were people shorter than me, and I thought that was extraordinary, because people shout titch and midget at me wherever I go. But I got off and I was looking down on people. I thought, Oxford. Right, you want to know what the flaneur thinks of Oxford? I'll tell you what he thinks of Oxford. There's far too much money here. There's too much construction. There's too much traffic. All the brains are concentrated here to the detriment of the rest of the United Kingdom. Right? I don't know which one of these 38 colleges has got the Bullingdon Club as part of its setup, but I don't know. Is it similar to Cambridge as a city? Is it similar to York, whereas it's an old boys and girls network where we keep everything in house, where the riff-raff are kept out of private functions, where we cycle to work to avoid the traffic and to look green, and then we get run over and somebody has got to put a white bicycle where we have actually been run over and killed. If you would turn to your hymnal, Ancient and Modern. Now, is that not a sight for sore Welsh eyes? A mountain with daffodils on it, and in the far distance you can just make out the banner of the Sais. Beth arall wi'n licio am Rhydychen, mae yna gormod o bobl fel Williams yn gerdded o gwmpas yn ddi-bwrpas. There's too many people aimlessly walking about. I thought it was just me who did things like that. It appears there's a critical mass of aimless people. The aimless and the gormless of Oxford. Town and gown. On the hunt for some Bullingdon Club bastards. I've got my boots on. I'll say one thing, the gargoyles over by there put the animal wall in Cardiff to shame. That's a lot of gargoyles on one wall. Enough to put medieval people in the fear of gargoyle. With my vast literary knowledge, but not having read any of them, I am aware that the Eagle and Child is the pub where J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis met in the back room to share their literary works, to read them out loud and to see whether they worked and whether the other approved. From what I've read, C.S. Lewis lies in a graveyard, Headington Quarry, which wasn't far from the Headington Shark, and J.R.R. Tolkien is buried in a cemetery in the north of Oxford with his wife. So, but this was the tavern, and I know from a few previous videos that it has been closed, but let's hope that in terms of history and in terms of heritage, English heritage, that the tavern is saved for posterity. And my interest mostly in C.S. Lewis is actually from the film Shadowlands, where Anthony Hopkins portrayed C.S. Lewis, and I think it's one of the most moving scenes in cinematic history, where he cries at the loss of his wife, American wife. And here in Oxford, you can just see through the trees. The preferred mode of transport for the upper classes, they are punts or Oxford boats, and only to be used by the elite. Could you imagine if the working class got their hands on that kind of hardware? They'd be up the Thames like a rat up a drain pipe. Jolly boating weather. Eton may be more thicker, Winchester may be more dull. We've got the moolah to ride the boats from the Hull, and we're all public schoolboys, all privileged, having a punt, and we'd all get to the top, because not like cream, shit rises to the top. If you can't beat them, join them, and become a supercilious twat. If you can't beat them, join them, become a member of the elite.